Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on this wonderful Saturday. Today we have Will from Python Portal, very easily recognized with that wonderful purple portal. You see him everywhere. He's always in the chats.
It's got a really good logo, which
And-
he's getting sucked into right now.
Yes.
I love it. Oh,
Yeah.
Will, tell us where you come from for the people that don't know.
Okay. Well, I was born and raised up until I was 17 in California, Southern California, like way down in the desert. I lived in the country, kind of ran up and down the ditch banks, getting my snakes and my lizards and my toads and all that good stuff as I grew up. So that's where all of my passion very started. Moved up here in 99. Kind of did my thing in Washington. I'm in Washington, by the way. Kind of just went to work, did my stuff, and then eventually I started getting into lizards, which eventually got me into ball pythons, and that's where I am today. It just kind of trickled into the ball pythons, and now I am a huge ball python fan.
How did you come up with your name?
Honestly, I was going under WM Pythons for my first and last initial Pythons, but then when I went to go and try to do a Morph Market account, it was already taken. And so I just sat there for a couple minutes and was just like, well, I want something, but I need something that's going to be known about because I like Pythons and I want to do just Pythons for the most part. So I just sat there and just was kind of writing some stuff down. Then I would kind of check it, make sure nobody else had it. And then I just came across Python Portal because I was thinking, well, I'm going to get them one way and they're going to end up coming out a different way. So just kind of call it Python Portal, and just go with that. So it was just kind of a 5-10 minute just sitting there kind of brainstorming. And then I just realized no one else had it and was like, all right, cool. So next thing would be the logo, and found somebody that could do the logo for me and told them exactly what I wanted, and they did exactly what I asked them to do. So that's pretty much where that came from.
It's an awesome name.
Yeah, and it's a really recognizable image. Nobody's going to be confused.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to know that's Will. That's Python Portal. I'm going over there.
It's definitely
He's
memorable.
celebrating he was
It's
first.
definitely memorable. Like you hear Python Portal, you're not gonna forget that.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people in here to say
Brian.
hello to you.
What up?
Keys is excited because he was first. Angel can't see the comments, but Keys was first, and he's very excited about it. We're happy you were first, Keys. Yeah,
Brian, and then Bear. What's going on, Bear? Red Onion Reptiles.
yeah, you got to say them so Angel can hear them.
Tommy.
There's Tommy from Exotic World of Geckos. And there's another Will
And Will.
from 217 Pythons. And can't forget Craig. Hi, Craig. We got Wiz on baby duty, I'm sure, right now. And look at this. We've got Sophia, the other half of the Craig duo. Craig and Sophia.
Thanks for being here, everybody.
Much appreciated.
On a Saturday before Christmas. Oh my gosh. Are you guys ready for Christmas?
Oh, yeah. I am.
Yeah,
I am.
I'm done.
I'm ready for next year.
Lucky you. We're not
We're
done
the
shopping.
worst procrastinators in the world.
We used to be. No, we didn't. That's a lie. We never were good at this part.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. It's like put it off till we can focus on it, which is never.
I don't know. I gotta like, if I want to do it, I don't know. I just kind of sit,
Yes, sir.
think about the person, think about what I'm buying, and then just like research, buy a bunch of shit, and I'm done. And I walk away from it. I just throw my hands up, whatever. Like you got. That's it.
Yeah.
I got everything.
Bear's ready.
I do a couple.
Bear's
other
ready for
things here,
Christmas
and
to
I'm
be
done.
over. I think that's just because everyone thinks he looks like Santa.
Yeah, everybody wants to sit on his lap and tell him what he wants what they want for Christmas.
Poor Bear. Sorry, Bear.
It's because he's got that ginormous white beard.
If you haven't seen Bear before, now you'll have to look him up at Red Onion Reptiles and you'll see what we're talking about. He does look like Santa Claus.
Yeah, but if you talk to him, he comes across like Billy Bob Thornton from Bad Santa Claus.
He does a lot of hog nose too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got really good stuff down there.
So I was gonna ask Will, what if, as far as like what your collection is right now, um, as far as size wise, you looking to go bigger? You like how would you like your collection? Like, what's your perfect size?
So it's actually funny you mentioned that, because what I did this year is I wanted to kind of increase my size. So that's what I did. But at the end of the year, I was going to stop and kind of reevaluate what I had and what I wanted to do. And I'm actually going to be probably trying to get rid of about 18 from where I'm at right now. And I think I'm about 70 or so. So I'm wanting to get rid of about 18, and then that's probably going to be my comfort zone, and then the rest will just be for holdbacks or for babies or whatnot. So,
And as far as like a goal, like it seems like you're you're letting 18 go. It sounds like you're kind of like heading somewhere. So what's your goal, or what's your backbone, or what do you want to do?
so like most of us out there that started our collections and stuff, we kind of just started getting the stuff that we thought was really pretty or we wanted to use, and then you kind of eventually get to that point where, oh well, I have this pastel, but yet there's this pastel yellow belly calico or whatever over here, and I could have, so that kind of thing where it's not really working for my projects anymore. Those are the kind of things that I'm kind of just trying to move on from. I'm steering towards more or less. I like True Ghost and I like Snow. So I'm doing a lot of that stuff, but at the same time, I'm working some Codon projects to where I'm stacking a lot of stuff up for those recessive projects.
So when you say True Ghost, can you explain what True Ghost? I know what True Ghost. I love True Ghost, and me and you're going to talk a little bit more about that because I love that.
Well, I use two different kinds of Xanthic. So I use the VPI line and just a standard albino. I don't use the lav or anything like that. I just use albino. And then I use the Joliffe line Xanthic. So I use those two with the albino to do my snows. And then for hypo, I use the Orange Ghost with the albino for the True Ghost. For the hypo and the Xanthic. The VPI and the Joliffe.
So you're doing two separate.
Yeah,
True Ghost projects.
two different kinds of True Ghosts, two different types of snows, with various stuff mixed into the mix.
I love Snow. Like the original Snow. When I first saw Snow, it was like 20 something years ago, and they were like $8,000 or something. They was really expensive, and like that for me, that was like my goal animal. And I finally got one like 7 or so years ago, and I don't care like what happens, whether I've read her a bunch of times. She's not going anywhere. I fucking love that snake, and she's pretty. They're really pretty. I think people think that they fade out and they look a certain way, but that's on camera. When you have a ghost, like she's 7, maybe 8. No, she's probably 8 years old now, and she's pretty. I can see pattern. She's really pretty.
Yeah, I actually have a Super Tiger Snow right now that's pretty nice, but I don't have any True Ghosts just yet. That's what I'm kind of working towards right now.
It's a good goal, you know.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you're into Jolliffe stuff because Jolliffe is Tiger, and and Jolliffe is Xanthic. That's all,
And I actually produced this year one visual Joliffe Xanthic, and I actually have it over here on the side. I'll show it off to you guys a little bit later, but it's got a mix with it.
People need to see it. You know what I mean? Like it's been around. Michael Jolliffe was around. Probably, I think Jolliffe Xanthic came out probably like 2000 was when we first started seeing.
I want to say it was around like the VPI time.
Yeah, VPI came out just a little bit before.
Yeah.
And then Jolliffe was like right after, and then I believe SK.
Yeah.
And so on. And then after that was like MJ and so on and so forth. But I was at a show in White Plains in New York, and I think it was like 2000. And he was there, and he was there, and he had Tiger, and he had his Xanthics there. And of course, they were like really expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like 19, 20 years old. I'm like, yeah, I can't afford that shit. But he was there, and he was really like, you could talk to him. He was totally cool. I talked to him for a little bit. Really he was a super nice guy. Really nice stuff. But seeing, them in person, and seeing the Tigers in person, like nobody had worked Tigers, and for a long time I thought they were both lost because nobody talked about them. But they have to be. It had to be in somebody's collection.
Yeah.
It had to. So it's nice to see that you, and I believe Tony from Hardwire, he also works both Jolliffe lines.
Oh wow, cool! I didn't know that.
If you check out his stuff, I'm almost 100% positive he also has a Xanthic. I know he has the Tiger line. I know he works Jolliffe Tiger. So definitely check out his stuff if that's what you're into.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I had never seen in person.
It's
So
cool.
I'm sure it's beautiful.
But again, like with a lot of things, if it's not worked a lot, you're going to be like, okay, that's okay. But when we start working with things, they become, really, really, they're very different.
Yeah.
And you can see the tiger. It's there. Like you get a really nice example of tiger. It's there. It's really pretty. It's cool. It's a cool gene.
Yeah, that's part of the problem with us Python breeders is we've got I'm going to call it severe ADHD. It's like, ooh, look at that shiny thing over there. I want one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's just so much other stuff that gets buried.
It does, and again, this is probably a very unpopular opinion, but everything is thrown at clown first.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work with clown, then you throw it away, and it's not fair because there's a lot of potential with things, and clown shouldn't be the end all be all for things like that. But I think a lot of people are understanding that now, and they're changing. We have different things to work with. You're looking at patterns and stuff between confusions and puzzles and monsters.
Oh, for sure.
We name it. Like there's a bunch of stuff. Clown does not have to be the end all be all anymore, and I think a lot of people are realizing that, and I am hearing more breeders that don't even work with clown. Not a lot, but I do hear it from time to time.
Yeah, I have one visual clown I want to say in my collection, and I have a few het clowns, but I don't really work the clown either.
I don't have a lot of. I'm letting go of my clown stuff because I'm not really working it the way other people are, and they could probably use that stuff better than me.
Yeah, exactly. See, and that's where I'm at too. I'm just looking at my racks. It's like I'm not going to use this one or this one. Someone else can, so why not let it go?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, tighten down to that around 50 mark you're shooting for, and
Yeah.
it'll make everything better in the long run.
Yeah, and then I also have like little side projects, little other things that I'm doing too, besides just the snakes. So it's kind of helps me to balance everything a little bit better too.
And what are you working on?
I got a red-eye croc skink pair that I'm trying to breed those two. I'm doing the dwarf sun gazers. They're another spiny.
Yeah.
And then I'm just now going to be starting up Sudan plated lizards.
Those are cool too.
No one's ever done captive bred. Everything's wild, so I'm trying to be one of the first to do the captive bred thing.
That's cool because originally, before we were talking, you said that you were into lizards.
Oh yeah. Well, I got a big old tegu right here next to me.
Oh, that's cool.
Can't go wrong.
Oh yeah, well that's where it all started is actually with the beardies and the Chinese water dragons and the collared lizards is where all of it started for me.
You used to see collards a lot more available.
Yeah.
Don't see them at
Yeah.
often.
Mm-mm.
There, did you see what Will said?
There you go.
He's on the
Oh, there you
request. Already got a lineup.
Yep, I got a male, just need a female.
How do you keep your plated? What's your setup like for him?
He's got so it's the Reptisand. It's just like the red Reptisand, and then he's gonna have like these nice basking ledges and stuff in there, so he can kind of crawl up to the basking light. But I got a UVB on one side, I got the basking bulb on the other side. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a waterfall feature or if I'm just going to do just standard water plate or water dish or anything like that. But I just actually got them today, so I'm still
Oh,
in
there
the
you
works
go.
of setting them up.
There you go. Yeah. They're
Cool.
cool. They're interesting. They're not too common.
Did you
Yeah,
see
and
what
then
Will
the fact
said?
that and I think I will actually be hitting them up on that
There you go.
because, like I said, I want to try to captive breed these guys. I think they're a cool lizard, and I think everyone should be able to enjoy them and not have to worry about the wild caught stuff.
Yeah, it always gets a little sketchy.
And that's the thing with a lot of animals, you know, over time, if you know, we obviously import a lot of stuff, you know, over the years and have been, you know, but working at keeping, you know, these animals first, then starting to breed them and then starting to like put them available for other people to and teaching and you know, it's a long process. It's a long process and it's kind of a good thing when they limit or shut down, you know, imports because then it really forces people to work with what you got.
It's the same thing with the red-eye croc skinks. A lot of those you find they're all wild caught. You know, no one really captive breeds. So that was another one. I was just like, you know what, I'm going to try because they're very cool. You don't see them all that often, and it would just be awesome to have captive bred ones. You know what I mean?
And you can, you know, they're not that difficult, which is why I find it strange that we're still importing so many of them. But they're not that difficult.
I don't know anything about any of those things, so I'll learn from Will.
Yeah. we talked about it for a while, but then we decided that maybe things with feet and claws are not for us. So
Except for a dog. Got a
Yeah.
dog. Oh, and rats. Lots. Of
yeah, but
Yeah.
as far as
Not
reptiles,
reptiles
we
with
were
me.
watching somebody try to de-shed a gargoyle gecko, and it was just tearing him up.
Oh yeah.
I think he
forgot
got
that.
bit 4 or 5 times. Blood was everywhere, and it's like, maybe that's not for us at this
Yeah.
time.
It was
Yeah.
good that we saw it in real life. We just happened to be in the right place at the right time. We're like, oh yeah, nope. That's a no for me.
Yeah, because this one's really friendly, and then proceeds to get just ripped up.
Yeah, they're not that bad. That one was having a bad day. They're not that bad.
Clearly,
I was gonna say, aren't they about the same size as Cresties?
Yeah, they get a little chunkier. But
Do they?
Maybe just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, like a little bit bigger. But now, if you said it was, you know, a tokay, then I'd be like, yeah, I totally believe that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're gonna keep that shit on you, buddy. I'm not getting in there. Sorry.
Right?
I've had a couple tokay bites. They're not fun. They're not
Thanks,
fun.
Patrick. No, I was surprised too because we were really looking at getting into gargoyle geckos because we just think they're so awesome until we saw him get bit by it so many times. Well,
They're not like that normally. Like they're actually pretty. I used to
Yeah,
breed
well-
them. They're not bad. They're kind of fun.
you've met us. That's the one we'd end up with.
Yeah,
It is true though. You guys would end up with the one trying to kill you.
Mhm. We'd end up with the one that was the blood sucker out of all of them.
Yeah, but your rainbow boas are doing great though. They're not bad.
Yeah.
they just always look like they want to kill you.
I need to handle them more. So they might be like that right now.
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure they have a nice base for eating, which it's
They
been
do now.
successful now. So
They've been pretty good the whole way.
they
went
skipped a
through
couple meals when we first
at
brought them in,
first. Now they're doing
which
good.
is normal. But now we really got to focus on working with them.
Just so
I've always
fast.
thought they were cool looking though.
They are so cool looking.
Cool shit. I like
That's how we ended up with 2 of them.
Same thing with the black king snakes too.
We love them as well.
So, Will, are you doing shows yet?
No, that's actually one of the things that I'm wanting to do in 2025 that's the next step I want to do is be able to vend. They just recently, last year was actually the first time they brought back a local one. So I'm going to try to do that one first and then see if I can do the other ones around here.
What's the local one called?
It's the same one they do in Spokane. Same guy, Hunter, does it. Sheffield. I
Oh,
don't know
okay, I
what he
what you're
calls
talking
it. Yeah.
I don't remember.
about. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
It's
remember
gonna
what it
bother
is.
me now. I can't remember.
Yeah, I
can't
can't
remember.
remember it either. Some
Where's
some
Andrew when you need him?
Andrew,
yeah,
of course.
right.
We clearly do not travel for that show, Angel
Yeah.
Kurt, or I. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
otherwise,
was a
we'd be able
small
to
one.
help you with the name.
Yeah, it's usually a pretty small one. So I think it's like a reptile expo or something like that.
I think so. It's like a
Would you be-
1-day one, or is it 2 days?
Uh, actually, I think it was only 1 day.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that's a good way to break into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's more 1 day. Yeah, because 2 days are fucking brutal, man.
Well, that, and I want to also be somewhere close by to where, because I know I'm going to forget this, I'm going to forget that, so I can run home, grab this, grab that, and then I can write all this stuff down. Hey, next time, don't forget this, don't forget that.
Yep.
It's gonna
Start
happen.
the notes in your phone.
Yep.
It's gonna happen.
Yep.
Listen, if you have a thing like, hey, what do you just hit me up, man. I'll shoot you my list. All the crap that I bring. It's
Yeah.
a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Can overwhelm
show.
you with the amount of things.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can make it simpler if you want. I just have a lot of crap because I just bring a lot of crap.
Yeah.
It's
And I
essential,
still feel like
Angel.
it's not enough. I still feel like I need this and I need that. I'm always like, next time I gotta bring this. I gotta bring that.
And we
Well,
always
it's all
inevitably
learning.
forget something.
Yeah, it's a learning experience, and you just got to make sure you take your notes so that way next time you have this, you have that. And I'm going to make sure I have that nice little moon rug or whatever it is they call that, so I can stand on that all day.
Yeah, that good shoe, something, slippers,
Yep.
do something. Because it's rough on your feet and your back when you're standing in one spot all day. Because oftentimes you don't realize it until you stop talking.
Yeah.
And then, like, for me, and then all of a sudden, like, 4 hours later, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, the
still gotta-
anti-fatigue mat is the way to go.
Yeah.
We got ours at Costco. It's a lifesaver. It moves a lot, though. That's the only problem because we move so much. So all of a sudden, it's
Yeah.
like way back in the booth. It's ridiculous. How many clutches have you had so far, Will?
Let's see. I think I got like 3 or 4 this year.
Nice.
The year before I did 2, so slowly moving up.
And what are you hoping for next year? For this coming year, I should say, because it's right around the corner.
I think I'm doing about 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there one you're most excited for?
I don't know if it's going to be the visual albino tiger head exanthics, or I have a pairing of cinnamon inchy to a leopard inchy. So I'm just trying to do something there. And then there's also my cinnamon mahogany girl that I put to my albino mahogany boy. So I'm trying to do the Suma cinnamon het albino.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now we know when you're there vending with us where to send people for Xanthic. Because we have a lot of people come and ask, but not a lot of people have it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm going to have a lot of Xanthic.
That's
That's
great.
That's good. Like, even albino, like, no matter what, like, albinos are cool. You put a bunch of albinos on the table, they catch people's eye.
Oh,
They
yeah.
really catch people's eye. I also have a monster albino female. I'll never get rid of her. She's such
Oh,
a
yeah.
sweetheart. I will never get rid of that snake. I love that snake.
Yep. We also have an albino, the OD albino.
Yeah,
She's really cool.
she is. She'll be around forever, whether we breed her or not.
She's got a kink in her neck, so she has a little bit
Oh, wow.
of difficulty eating, but not terrible.
Not anymore, really.
It's kind of a subtle kink. She's really pretty. Really nice snake. Probably one of our nicer snakes.
She'll probably just stick around as a pet.
Oh, yeah. I have tons of albino. Tons of albino.
Do you have any like other mixes with albino aside from tiger?
I got albino pied. I got the albino mahogany. What else do I got? the Super Tiger Snow, and then let's see, I have an albino female, another albino female. Why am I missing one? Albino mahogany. I'm missing an albino, but yeah, I got another albino somewhere in there. I just
Billy
can't think
wants
what
to
it
know.
is.
He says, "Sorry, I missed it, but what kind of Xanthic do you have?"
I do VPI and I do the Joliffe.
When you have both in your hand, one VPI, one Jolliffe, you can see the difference, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Can you kind of explain what you see? Because some people, again, like videos and pictures, just it's hard to tell.
Well, with VPI, it can vary as far as if they're like more of a lighter color or if they're gonna kind of brown out. But at the same time, it just pretty much just they're black and white for the most part. The Joliffe, I wouldn't say it's so much black. If you look at them, they're kind of like a bone color.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes any sense. One of the snakes that I'm going to bring out here, I could bring it out right now actually to just show you what I'm kind of talking about if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll blow you up on the big screen. Nope, that's us.
Yeah, you gotta do it that way. There we are.
But like, I don't know if you guys can really tell, but it's like
It's more of like an
almost like
ivory color.
yeah, kind of. It gets black, but then I guess you could call it like a gray.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But this right here is a Joliffe Pastavi.
Beautiful.
It's got the.
Would you say that the Jolliffe it has more of the white, like it produces more of that whitish than
Yeah.
VPI?
Oh yeah, for sure. But like the white's a little different. Is what I guess I'm trying to say. It's just a little different than like a VPI white, but yeah, it'll definitely. I don't have other than my Super Tiger Snow in this one. I don't have any other actual visuals right now, but I am working on those.
It's almost like in a way, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost like the Jolliffe Xanthic is almost like how. It's almost like how
It cleans it up too.
Ultramel is different from albino.
Yeah,
Like Ultramels and caramels and what they have a darker browner. It's like this, like the Jolliffe is a darker Xanthic, but not in a black way, but in just a tone way.
yeah,
It's hard to
yeah.
explain.
It really is, and I mean you can kind of see it on there, but in person it's way different.
It's cool. It's definitely a cool gene.
Yeah, and it really looks good with Pastavi for sure. Pastel Mojave.
Mm-hmm.
I really
Do you have anything else there you want to show us? We like to see all the
I
things.
I actually was feeding snakes yesterday, and then I caught myself and realized, you know what, I should probably save a couple for a show, and
We'd love to
so
see
I
it.
stopped. I got a couple.
Not enough.
snakes.
Like pastel and Xanthic work really well together too.
Yeah. Here's one of the clutch mates. It's just a Pastavi, but you can kind of. I guess I could have put them right next to this one.
Oh yeah, that's quite a difference. It's really noticeable.
You know what I mean?
It
Same thing,
brings
just
out
without
more,
the
right?
Xanthic.
Yeah, it brings out more like gray, like you're saying.
Yeah.
And
And then let's see, I got another one here that's a clutch mate.
Billy asks if you think the Jolliffe line has better contrast than other lines.
I would say that, but that's because I really like Jolliffe, and I've seen what it can do from other breeders. In fact, well, where I got most of my stuff from, that guy, he does it. He produces a lot of Jollof stuff, and so I've seen what it can do, and yeah, I would definitely say that. Definitely. This one, I believe, this one here is a Super Pastel Mojave Calico.
I love Mojave patterning.
Mojave's just cool. Yeah,
It
seriously.
is.
Seriously, it's just cool. You could like someone could totally do everything Mojave with all these different things and have Mojave, just Mojave, not even the super, be their backbone.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like you said, you think that's super pastel as well?
Yeah. I mean, here, I'll show you the head.
It's gorgeous.
Oop. Here,
It's
show
always
you.
nice to see things that work really well with pastel.
Pretty.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
the head.
Oh yeah. What a cool pattern on the head.
And this is one of the Xanthics clutch mates, so it could be head Xanthic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna find out because it's a holdback.
Do you
There you go.
do you have any examples of tiger?
Just in my male Super Tiger, but I'm hoping that this female is gonna lay me a clutch so I can have just tiger by itself. But currently, no, just regular tiger. I got this is another clutch mate. I believe this is just calico though.
Calico's another one. It's a great gene to add.
And then I have one that's not a clutch mate of these. It's actually a clutch mate of another pairing that I did. I did a pastel banana inchy to a pastel banana pinstripe, and I believe I got the super pastel super banana pinstripe. If it will stay still.
They never stay still.
Travis is asking where you got the tiger gene from.
I actually, I forget the guy. I forget the guy's name, but I don't know if I got him through the rat trap or not. But a lot of my Jollof I got from Cold Blooded Critters. Kevin Klein. He actually do Hillsborough shows and stuff every once in a while.
But as far as Michael Jolliffe, he's not doing it anymore, is he?
I believe he actually died.
Oh wow! Oh
Yeah, his
I didn't know
daughter, I
that.
think, is the one
know
doing them now.
Oh my! I did not know that.
Yeah, he died a few years back, I believe.
Oh wow!
And here's one that'll. It's a little different.
That is a really interesting ball python you have there.
I know, right?
Is that a red?
She's a matrix,
Oh, maybe.
but yeah, she's het for het T negative albino.
Yeah, bloods are cool as shit.
Yeah, and she never has ever tried to bite me. She doesn't have a bad attitude.
Yeah, not all
So-
of them do. Not all of them do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends on how much time you really spend with them, and that kind of stuff is what really matters with the bloods. Because, like I said, she's never huffed or puffed unless maybe she's in a shed, maybe. But
I had a Borneo short tail. She was fantastic. She was an amazing snake.
and then I got one more to show off, and he'll probably just hang out with me because that's what he does best. Come here, you. All right.
So Travis is asking, Do you think that is the same tiger gene that he would have got like 20 years ago from Casey Lasik or LASIK?
Oh, you know what? I'm not sure. I know that the guy that I got a lot of my stuff through, I know he got his stuff from Rat Trap. I don't know about that. I'll have to ask about that because I do talk to him quite often, so I can ask him and find out.
I don't know if it is the same.
Yeah, that's a
Because
hard one to
the
answer on that.
Tiger, I feel like there was something else called Tiger as well. That might be what Casey LASIK is from, the Casey LASIK line.
Oh yeah,
And we have the Jolliffe Tiger. There's Jolliffe Tiger, and if you have Tiger, it would be Jolliffe Tiger. But I think
got
there
you.
was something else. Either it was called Tiger or it was a combo. I can't remember. But I know what you're talking about, Travis. And it's very possible that it could be that as well because Casey LASIK is out here. He's out here
Yeah.
in Washington as well.
Yeah, I knew that name sounded familiar, but I'm not sure.
Casey LASIK is a definitely one of the pioneers from back in the day. Had lots of cool stuff. I believe he also did boas too.
But that's all I really had to show. Is just this. I'd grab lizards, but they'll fly everywhere.
That's all
Right.
right. Is that the only retic you have?
Huh?
Is that the only retic you have?
Yeah, this is the only one that I've been able to get into the house so far. But yeah, it's a super dwarf, 50% Kalatoa.
Don't worry, honey. It's a super dwarf. Don't worry.
Yep, that's how I got it.
Don't worry, honey. It's a super duper dwarf. Don't worry. It's
Yeah.
all right.
It'll only get 13 feet. That's fine.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, it's just another ball python.
this is the same thing. That's no problem.
At least you'll have something to feed the large Norways too. So
And that was the other thing, got my blood and I got this guy, so for sure.
yeah, nothing goes to waste. That's kind of the key thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because those rats get too big even for my tegu.
Yeah, and it's also amazing how fast that happens. It's like you
Yeah.
blink, a week goes by, and now it's 300 grams. You're like, how'd that happen?
Yeah. And it's like that too when you're feeding babies and you're like, oh, I'll get you, and you forget, and you're like, oh, I'll feed them today, and you go back and all the pups are just a little too big, and you're like, oh, shit. I'm like, well, I guess you guys are just gonna be small mediums. Fuck it, I'll wait.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, lindworm. That's a small big snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only time I've seen a super dwarf, right, that is small is when they're underfed. Like
Yeah.
we've seen one that's like 6 or 7 feet, but at the time we didn't know enough about what actually goes on when people do that to know that it was being underfed consistently. Until we started talking, I think it was Dylan that was like, no, something's wrong there. That thing should be double that
Yeah.
size.
Yeah.
There's a lot, to it, and a lot of shady stuff that people want to try. But once you could buy that animal, and they're like super dwarf. It's a year old, and it's really small. But then it goes on your feeding schedule, and all of a sudden this thing explodes, and you're like, wait a second, And then they're like, oh, well, it was only a percentage. There's always the potential, and I'm like, well, it would have been nice to tell that person that beforehand. But now that that 7, 8, 9, 10 foot snake they thought they were going to have, they're not having anymore.
Yeah.
Well, eventually he'll be out in the shop anyways. I'm going to have one built out in my backyard, so I'll have all these guys out there.
That's cool.
But he's not going to be bred. He's just kind of like a mascot.
That's fine. Like we all, even out of like ball pythons, I have a couple that I don't breed. They're just here hanging out
Yeah.
because I
Yep.
like them.
I don't even know if I want to breed my blood python. I think she's just kind of a mascot too.
It's not always necessary. You know, we're keepers first. You know,
Yeah, and that's just a lot of eggs, man.
I mean, bloods. They're not only you get a decent clutch, but like those babies are they are they eat. They love to eat. You know, and like bloods don't shed like ball pythons do.
No, they do
Well,
not.
you'd be like, oh, you feed them after their first shed. Bloods, they don't shed after a week or two.
Mm-mm.
They take a long. They'll take a while.
Yes, they
Uh,
do.
I bred I bred black bloods and some Borneo short tails a long time ago, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that, you know, and at the time there wasn't any information on that, and now I know. But they don't shed. They don't shed right away. I found that out from asking questions and asking like hitting up random people, you know, at shows and stuff, because I'm like, yo, it's been 2 weeks. I want to feed these guys, but they haven't shed yet. And my friend hooked me up with a guy named Keith McPeak, and he did red. He's known for blood pythons and his information and stuff. And it turned out that's how I found out that they can take, I think they can take almost like 2 months sometimes before they even have their first shed. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, they're like, don't worry about it. Just fucking feed them. Let them hatch and just start feeding them. Don't worry about it. Like you give them a couple days, but just you don't have to worry about it, because it is nerve wracking when you have a baby hatch, and it's been 2 weeks, and you're like, it doesn't even look like it's gonna shed. Where's the shed? But we don't not because not every snake's the same.
No. And they like it a little bit cooler than a ball python as well.
They're not the same snake. They are very much not the same snake.
Oh yeah. No, she loves it at the bottom of the rack. She doesn't want to be at the top or the middle. She wants it at the very bottom.
And they swim too. Those things. They like the water.
Oh yeah.
They fucking like the water.
She loves to bury herself in her chip too. She'll just bury herself in there.
They're cool. They're cool snakes. They're very much like sit and wait snakes. You know, they will sit there and wait for something to come by, and they grab it, pull it in. Like they anchor themselves, and because that happened to me. I went in to grab a water bowl, and my hand slipped on the little drop of water. I went back in, which was a stupid move, and she grabbed me and then pulled me in because she anchored herself. She had wedged herself in the back and pulled my fucking arm right in, and I had to go with it because I wasn't.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't pull back. I just went in and she just let me go right away. She realized, that I wasn't food. But that was, oh my God, that's probably like the most painful bite I've ever had. That hurt. That hurt. But it was my fault. It was the entire situation my fault. My fault.
Yeah.
I grabbed the bowl. It slipped out of my hand. It dropped. It made a noise. I went back in. Dumb move. I got nailed. 100% my fault, not her fault.
Yeah, the one thing I've been thinking about lately as we get more and more species of snake is actually actively trying to target train. Like, this is the blue lid. I'm just going to come in and mess with the bin. This is the red lid. Here's your food. And I think Larry and Randall do that, I think, and have had success. And I know what other people have as well. But it's just something that I've been thinking about, especially like this last couple of weeks. Man, you go to a tub just to check on the water, and they're shooting out half their bodies sticking out the tub at you.
Yeah, it's that time of year. The whole breeding time. You got girls that want to breed, aren't up to size. They want to eat. And that it's good because sometimes you get those females that kind of hover in that 1,300 gram range for a while, and you're like, well, what's going on? I've been feeding you normally, but you really haven't been putting on weight. And then all of a sudden that breeding season comes, and they not only seem more ravenous, but they're retaining so much more. Like they're holding so much more and using so much more.
Yeah, so Larry said that Randall has been, and he's had success doing it.
Cool.
Like I know
Okay, cool.
the snake we got from him that's back here, behind me is tap trained,
That's cool.
and he's been really cool.
That's the Doomeril?
That's the Doomerals, yeah.
Yeah. They're cool as shit though.
Oh yeah,
I know
they're
there's
beautiful.
There's people that do that with retics too, the whole target training or the target training thing. I've thought about doing it with him, but I tap train with him for sure. Tap train with him, but I've never really understood the whole targeting thing. I need to kind of look more into that, but I think that would be kind of cool too, just so that way if they do really have the understanding, which they do, they've shown it already, of knowing, hey, here's my white flag, basically, don't hit me. I would rather have that versus them guessing whether there's food coming or if I'm coming in to do something or.
I mean, I think it's possible to do almost any type of training with these guys as long as you put the time in. You can get a lot done.
Yeah, and I think there has, like Larry said here, some people would argue that ball pythons, it's not so easy to do. Some people say, yeah, it's awesome, go for it. But I don't know. I have a couple in particular that I think I would be a huge benefit to do it. They seem to be a little overly aggressive just on a good day. I think I'd try those. Like it's a Ultramel Mojave, and she is ferocious.
That's my pastel clown. I had to tap train him just so that way I could reach in there and grab him.
I just
Yeah.
use if it's too much, I just use the damn hook. I'm just like, look, I'm tired.
Yep.
I'm tired right now. Like I don't feel like fighting with you. Like I'm gonna fucking Steve Irwin you. Fuck that. Give me the hook. I don't have time for this
Yeah.
shit right now. I
Oh,
got
it's
40
really
more of
pissed
you guys
off
to-
now.
Like, yeah, I got like 40 more of you guys to like get through. I don't have time for this. You're hiding in the
Oh,
back,
yeah.
trying to get you. Forget this. Pull the tub all the way out. Scoop you up. I'm tired. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always what I always pull the tub out 100% when I'm cleaning. But even then, man, I don't know if it's because the weather's been it's been really fluctuating up here. One day it'll be like 30, the next day it'll be 60. And
And then
I
it's
don't know if
raining for
that's
like
it.
a week and a half straight.
Yeah, but man, I'll pull the whole tub out and they'll just sit there and strike at me while I'm trying to move the tub around. Babies, full size, the male,
Babies have been
female,
on
doesn't
fire
matter. They're all
this
ready to
year.
go.
Last year and this year, my babies have been on fire. I don't know what it is. It's all teeth. But they're eating.
Yeah, you can't complain with that.
Everyone's like, oh, confusions don't eat. And I'm like, yeah, don't tell these guys. These motherfuckers are eating like crazy.
Maybe they don't know their confusion.
They're confused. They don't know. What's going on over there?
I don't know. She's fighting with the kid. Not fighting, but she's down there. Everybody's been sick at school, so I'm sure he's getting it now that they're on Christmas break.
These
two
are sick. My wife and my son. They've been sick for a while now.
Yeah, he gets kind of loopy when he's sick. So, to be 5 again.
It's free. That freedom. Like
Right.
no worries.
No worries at all.
Yeah, that's fun though. I'm trying to think. We're still waiting on. We've got 3, and they look like they can go at any time, but nothing yet. They're nesting, so
Eggs?
yeah,
Really?
yeah. They've been nesting for what feels like a month. So
Yeah, I got a couple doing that too.
Yeah, I just have. I don't know. I don't even think about it until after the February, because I don't get eggs until much like early in the year, and I just do a seasonal. I try to get all my eggs at one time so I don't have to stagger or anything.
yeah,
Much easier that way.
We've got a black pastel female that this is the time of year she goes. She doesn't develop till late, so every year's been, or the last 2 years have been like that.
But you know her cycle though.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know, so that to me is important, you know, and that's where the ultrasound comes in. Because if you weren't aware of this, you'd be frustrated and saying, "Wow, I have a female that doesn't breed."
Yeah. Is it
Meanwhile,
even
you're
female?
yeah, and meanwhile you're missing that, you know, that point, you know, and not everybody wants to take the time to recondition them because you would have to kind of like recycle that into your. It's not impossible, but it takes a little time.
Yeah, I need to do that. I need to invest in that next, for sure.
Ultrasound.
Yeah.
I don't have one. I don't have one, but I think they're useful. I do think they're really useful.
Yeah. So we're
Well, not only
we're gonna,
that, but
Oh, sorry. I
oh,
was
you're
answering
right.
Larry's question out loud. We're gonna try tomorrow to see if he's ready to eat for us, Larry. So the Doom Rolls hasn't had his first meal here yet. We've just been we tried, and then we're giving him some time to acclimate, but he's been really good.
Yeah, you don't have to worry. They you know, boas don't have to eat as much as people think that they do. They're you know, they have a slower metabolism. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's just fine.
Oh, yeah.
I saw him. He looks great.
He's beautiful.
It's a great little snake.
Yeah, I'm not the best at multitasking, if you can tell.
It's all right.
Yeah, you're good.
It's all right. But as far as like this next like, what's the next? We got January coming up, right?
Yeah.
We got it's like the end of January. You coming to the Puyallup show, Will?
I'm definitely going to be trying to get out there for sure.
Okay.
It was fun last year, or this year.
Yeah, definitely. You know, swing by and like if you got questions or something, man, just come on over, man. You know you could talk.
Oh, for sure.
Just come on over
For
and
sure.
talk to it. It's totally fine. You know that.
I like how I can just go down that one aisle and everybody's right there.
That's what we try to do. We try to do, you know, Dylan, me, that like, and it was just these guys, and then we try to bring Tucker along, kind of float back there, and you know, and we'll see. It's good to have all of us because it just makes things so much easier for everybody. All
Oh,
around.
for sure.
It really does. And then when we have people that we know and that we're familiar with on the other side of the table as well, that's helpful too.
Sure.
Because I can ask you, hey man, did you see any of this out there? I haven't left the booth yet. I haven't walked around. Anybody got one of these?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
There's
Nikki
definitely
is
a lot at that show too.
Yeah.
Nikki's getting ready to do all the promotion posts for January. So if any vendors are listening that'll be there in January, send her your stuff if you want to have a reel.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Yeah, it takes her a bit of time to get that stuff done.
I'm hoping I got more stuff. I have more stuff ready that I just didn't bring to the last one because they were eating, but you know I like to make sure that they're like eating. Like, I don't want to worry about them at all.
Yeah, that's good practices. It's best practices to do that. Like that. I can't. It had to be down in Hillsboro, not the last one, but the time before that. So April or last October, there was somebody that knew Tucker had like a 52-gram ball python. So we were, you know, it was obviously eating because we didn't hear anything about it, but luckily we had some small mice and we just said, here, take these. It'll eat these. And then here's our information. We can get you in touch with somebody if, you know, you're having problems.
And if they know Tucker, they already got a good source of information. You know, Tucker's
Yeah.
amazing. And we're talking about Tucker from Purple Rain Reptiles.
Oh, okay. All right.
So definitely hit him up. You know, he does green trees, ball pythons. Um, but yeah, if they're already connected to him, they got a good source. Tucker's great. He's been doing this a long time.
Yeah. Well, it's about that time. Do you have anything else you want to plug, Will? Or
No, just go out. Well, you got the lamest chat. Go out there and vote for your favorite lamest, and just appreciate all your guys' time and everybody else out there too. And just stay positive and try to help everyone the best you can. Don't turn anyone away. You know, just be that positive you want.
There you go. Where can we find you? Where's Instagram?
Uh, I have Instagram. I do Instagram. I'll do TikTok. I don't really do the whole Facebook thing all that often. And I am trying to start getting more into my YouTube channel.
Okay.
So,
perfect.
oh, and then also make sure you go support US Art.
There you go. Absolutely.
There you
Support your start.
Yeah. We've been slacking on that. We've got contest winners we have to get their memberships to. Yeah. Going out on strike kind of I still haven't fully caught up on everything from that.
Yeah.
So that's probably in the works here next week.
That's right. It's
Then-
holiday season. You know, we'll get
Yeah.
to it.
Yep.
Really.
You got anything, Angel, do you want to plug or?
Not really. Just, you know, anybody needs stuff, just shoot me a message as far as hides, cup holders, all that stuff. I got new stuff coming, hidden behind this thing. I'm not gonna show anybody anything. But on the other side of here, I got a whole bunch of new shit that I'm working on. So definitely, you know, hit me up if you need anything. I'm just not shipping anything until January. So that's animals and supplies and stuff. So
And those cup holders are amazing.
thank you. Like I'm glad they're working out for you. They work great. I love them. They work great for me too. So
Yeah. Hides are great too. The rainbow boas love them.
awesome.
Yeah, they're perfect. So
Awesome. New stuff coming. Just give me time. New stuff coming. Work.
well, hurry up. We got to see the new stuff.
It's coming. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm trying to look around. I don't have any out here right now. But
Oh, that's fine. Next time.
Maybe next time. Maybe. All right. That's all right. But definitely don't forget, get your sheds tested. Shedtesting.com.
Yep. Hit up Charlie. And if you use Husbandry Pro, make sure you go buy some shed tests through that so you can get entered for the $1,000 giveaway contest. We have a reel on there about that. It's I think 3 or 4 different breeders that are in there with Husbandry Pro. I'm sorry, I don't have all the details. If Nikki was here, she'd have all the details in her head. But it's like I know Billy is Mutation Creation is one of them, and then there's 3 others. So if you need shed tests, go buy them through there, and that's in with Charlie as well. So
There you
Cool.
all right, and then tune in for Sophisticated Ignorance later, and
For sure.
that's about it. Everybody have a great Saturday, and thanks
And
for being
show me
here.
your rack tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's right. Show me your rack. Can't forget about that. And I think that'll do it. Talk to everybody later.
go. Later, guys.
The ups and downs, we stay strong. In your circle, that's where we belong. Lifting each other all day long. In this family, we can't go wrong.